What is the most important time of your day? If you're someone that just refuses to ever be a morning person, then this might not be the episode for you, because on this week's edition of the Weekly Mile, we're going to dive into why having some sort of consistency built out in every single morning can have such a significant impact on your days. You're listening to Take a Step. It's the podcast that helps faith-driven young men take action on their personal and professional growth. My name's Josh Johnston. Let's take a step. Before we jump into the conversation, I want to give a big shout out to Woodcraft South for sponsoring Take a Step. If there's someone in life that you want to leave an impression on, so if you're in entrepreneurship or sales and you want to impress a top client with a logo engraved gift, or if you want to send a sentimental gift to a spouse like a custom charcuterie board or cutting board, Woodcraft South designs custom woodwork that just captivates your attention. And not only do they deliver amazing work, but it's a brand that's so easy to get behind because Turner Lee, who's the owner, fully embodies the take a step mentality. He spent so long just working behind a desk and building this unfulfilling life. So he started this passion project in woodworking. And a couple years ago, he decided to take the risk and turn this part-time passion into a full-time business that continues to grow to this day. So if there's anyone you want to leave a lasting impression on, or if you just want a custom decor piece to elevate your workspace, you got to check out Woodcraft South. The link to their Instagram will be in the show notes below. Check them out, ask for Turner, and let him know you heard about him from Take a Step. Let's get right into the episode. When the gun fires to kick off a 100-meter dash, every sprinter is focused on one thing: exploding off the starting blocks with precision. Head down, strong knee drive, powerful arm pump. Every movement is intentional because the start is the most important part of a sprint. It sets the tone for the entire race. Each day is its own sprint. If the start is the most critical part of the race, then how you start your day determines the trajectory of everything that follows. So how are you starting your days? Seriously, think about that for a second. If your day was a sprint, how are you setting yourself up? Are you giving yourself enough time in the mornings, or do you feel rushed into the day? Are you doing the same thing every morning, or does every morning feel like it's something different where it's hard to build out a consistency? Are you stepping into each morning with energy and focus, or are you stumbling out of bed, reacting to whatever comes your way? What habits make up the foundation of your mornings? Are there things you should add or remove to give yourself the best possible start? Maybe you need to wake up earlier. Maybe you need to be more intentional about what you do first. Whatever adjustments you make, one thing is clear: consistency is everything. Now look, I'll be the very first to admit that it doesn't happen overnight, pun intended. You don't just become a morning person, just by making the decision. I can remember back when I was in college, I played college baseball, and playing college ball, that comes with some responsibilities in the morning, like morning workouts. We didn't have a crew. I played at a small college, so we didn't have a crew that did our field maintenance. So when it was raining, we had to go pull the massive tarp out to keep the field dry. So that usually entailed waking up at, early mornings, and getting out on the field to pull the tarp. And I can remember countless times sleeping through my alarm, not making it to a workout or to, clean the field or get the tarp on the field, causing punishment for the rest of the team. So was definitely hated by some of the guys at times because I just, for some reason, couldn't wake up to my alarm. And it's not that I wasn't deciding to, which some mornings I was definitely choosing comfort. I would hit the snooze button, be like, I'll wake up in 5 minutes, and then realize that I slept through every other alarm after that. So there was definitely times where I was choosing comfort, but at the end of the day, it also wasn't just like, all right, I'm going to decide to be a morning person now. It's obviously very challenging. So I get that. What I would say, though, is you can take baby steps into it. You're not just going to go from waking up at 8 o'clock every morning to waking up at 5 o'clock every morning. But how can you take small steps to give yourself enough time to build out a consistent routine that allows you to walk into the day with efficiency? Guys, we'll get back to the episode in just a second, but I've got to tell you all about some really exciting news for the future of Take a Step. I'll explain it like this. It took me so long to realize the value in surrounding yourself with the right people and the impact that can have on the person you want to become. So what we're doing through Take a Step is launching the Tribe. The tribe is a community of like-minded, faith-driven young men who want to take action on their personal and professional growth. You'll be placed in a small group of like-minded guys who want to build real relationships and push one another to pursue their full potential. What you're going to get out of this group first is just a strong brotherhood of people who want to see you grow just as much as they want to grow. Think of this group as your own personal board of advisors who want to give advice and also celebrate the wins with you along the way. And because of this positive peer pressure, you'll see accelerated growth because it's not just you. You're surrounded with guys who see the value in not only investing in themselves, but also those around them. If this sounds like a group you know you'd want to be a part of, or at least would want to know about, using the link in the description, you can join the waitlist, and that's not a commitment. All it is saying that you want to be the first to know so that once it launches, you can get your spot secured. At the end of the day, you become who you surround yourself with. So who do you want to become, and how are you putting yourself around people that are going to get you to that point? But here's the thing. Sprinters don't just show up, toe the line, and expect to perform at their best. Hours before the race, they're stretching, warming up, and mentally preparing for what's ahead. Your evening is your pre-race preparation. A strong morning doesn't start when your alarm goes off. It starts the night before. A solid evening routine sets you up for success, optimizing your sleep and allowing you to enter the next day with clarity and energy. If you're scrambling to get ready in the morning, hitting snooze 5 times, or feeling sluggish, the problem likely starts the night before. So take a look at your evenings. Are they setting you up for a powerful start, or are they full of distractions that leave you drained? Simple habits like setting out your clothes, planning out your schedule, and disconnecting from screens before bed can make a massive difference. And it doesn't have to be this complex routine. It can be something extremely simple. Like I'll read you mine. We have a tool at the 1% Club, which is the coaching practice I work at. We have a tool where we can kind of list out our evening routine. It's called an NTSR, Nighttime Success Ritual. But mine is from 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock. Lights out at 10, started at 8. And it doesn't have to be extremely regimented. Like it's not something where I do one thing, then check off the next thing, then check off the next thing. These are just consistencies that I can build out in my evening that I know if I accomplish these in order, then I'm going to be set up for success the next day. And they're also going to help me optimize my rest and recovery that night. So at 8 o'clock, 2 hours before lights go out, I prep my morning nutrition. Whether sometimes I'll do overnight oats. I have a morning drink I'll make, but I'll either set out what I'm going to use the following morning for nutrition, or I'll make it the evening before. 8:20, I'll lay out my clothes for tomorrow, usually my workout clothes and then what I'm going to wear for the workday. At 8:30, I have a stretching routine I'll go through that takes 15 minutes. At 8:45, shower and brush teeth. 9 o'clock, spend time with Jaden, my wife. We'll decompress, talk about what happened in her day, what happened in my day, and just have some time to be intentional and connect before we go to bed. And then 9:30, I'll read whatever I'm reading through right now. Right now, I'm reading through Elon Musk's biography. If you've been following along, then you know that has taken me far too long to get through. It's 600 pages. So, but it's fantastic. But whatever I'm reading at that time, I'll take that time from 9:30 until 10 o'clock. Then 10 o'clock, the lights are out. So that's just one consistency that I build out of my evenings. And I do that every single night. And it's like I said, it's not something that's extremely complex. They're just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 items that I'll mark off over the course of 2 hours between 8 o'clock and 10 o'clock to set my night up for success and set the next day up for success. Just like a sprinter's success is determined by the preparation leading up to the race, your ability to win the day starts long before the sun rises. And real quick, I want to read just from a short article by Morgan Smith that was written a couple years ago on the power of morning rituals or morning routines, because I think this is so powerful. Scientists and CEOs alike have extolled the benefits of establishing an early morning ritual for decades. There are those who get up at 4:30 a.m. every day and complete a workout before the sun rises, and others who savor the quiet mornings with a hot cup of coffee and reading. But mornings are hard. It can be far too tempting to hit snooze on your alarm when thoughts about all that you need to do during the day flood your mind, or you're just cozy under a pile of blankets, especially during the winter months when mornings are colder, darker, and drearier. Now, to that, I would ask the question, is that short feeling of comfort underneath the blankets worth sacrificing what you want to accomplish in life? And I know some people will look at me and say to that, dude, don't be such a hardo. It's not that big of a deal. It's one morning. It's 5 minutes. It's 15 minutes. Don't try to relate that to everything you want to accomplish in life. But honestly, I'm a huge believer in how you do one thing is how you're going to do everything. It's building out the consistent habit. Like if you make that decision and sacrifice what you know is right based on your commitment because of the feelings you have of being comfortable at that time, that's just one decision. But if you allow that decision to be made the next day and the next day, the habit forms. And the habit forming in that area of your life, why would it then not form when you know you need to accomplish something in the workday, but it's a little bit uncomfortable that day, so you choose not to? Or you don't want to get that extra rep in the gym, so you're going to sacrifice, the gains you want to make physically because it seems a little bit uncomfortable at the time, or you don't want to go to that workout because it's a little bit uncomfortable that day and you're not feeling up to, your normal self. So you're going to sacrifice going to the gym that day. You see all of these decisions, the same way that we make the decision in getting out of bed and choosing to do the uncomfortable thing in the current moment. That same decision-making pattern will roll over and have a ripple effect into every way you make decisions in life. And the last thing I'll say on that is I talked about choosing comfort. I'm a huge believer that we live in a generation of people who are so caught up in choosing the comfortable path now, not realizing that that's just going to lead to more discomfort down the road. Choosing what's not comfortable now will lead to long-term comfort. It's choosing delayed gratification over instant gratification. That's it. So for the application, how can you apply this episode to actually go out and take steps forward in life? 3 things. Block out a few minutes today for 3 action items. Write down what your ideal morning would look like. Number 2, time block each step. And then number 3, write down what you can do in the evening to make that ideal morning flow more seamlessly. Win your evening, win your morning, win the day. No matter where you are in your growth journey, just take a step.